Hello everybody, hope all of you are well, and today we will start the class 11 practical chemistry. So according to your syllabus, in your practical chemistry, total mark is 30 and 15 mark is for your writing, 5 marks for laboratory notebook writing and 10 marks for your project, and another 15 marks is for your hands-on practical chemistry or hands-on experience. There is a practical exam, 15 marks is there. And in your syllabus, the first experiment is titration. All of you know about titration. Actually, titration is a process where a known volume of a standard solution, okay, is completely reacting with another solution, and titration may be different type. It may be acid base titration, it may be redox type of titration, it may be complexometric titration. But in class 11 in your syllabus, only acid base titration is there. So we will take a known volume of base solution and it will react completely with acid solution. And how to understand the reaction is complete, we have to use one indicator. Okay, now by indicator we can easily understand the end point or completion of the reaction. And for this titration purpose, different types of apparatus is required. First one is burette. This one is burette. So it is a cylindrical tube, hollow tube, okay. And inside this burette, we can take any kind of solution, okay. And here is one nozzle, and here is one system, okay. Or we can operate it to open it. If we keep it vertical, then it is open. So if we take solution inside, then it will come down, okay. It will come from this mouth, okay, of this burette. And if we keep it horizontal, then it is off. And it is a graduated burette. So here it is written that 27 degree centigrade. That means this burette is calibrated at 27 degree centigrade. You know that every substance there may be expansion or contraction during heating or if we cool. Okay, if we cool it, then there will be contraction. If we heat it, there will be expansion. So this one is calibrated at 27 degree centigrade. Okay, and here the initial mark is given that 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are in ml, okay, milliliter, and up to 50 ml is there. So here we can use 0 to 50 ml solution. Okay, here you see that 50 ml is there. Now you see between 1 ml, that is if we take from this 0 to 1 ml, there is 10 division. Okay, that means 1 ml is divided into 10 parts. So each part is 0.1 ml. Hope you can understand. Next, what to do? Before titration, we have to wash the burette properly. So how to wash? How to enter a liquid inside the burette? So first we have to clamp the burette. This one is burette stand. Here one clamp is there. If you push it, then you can easily place the burette inside this clamp. Now you can reduce or increase the length of the burette, okay, from this base. And base is always white, otherwise you have to take a white tiles, okay, to understand the color change during the end point when you are using a indicator. Now how to take the liquid inside this burette. So we have to place one funnel at the top. Now first we have to close this burette by keeping it horizontal position, this knob. Then we'll take the solution in a beaker. Then slowly we'll pour inside this funnel. And during this filling up of liquid inside the burette, there may be some air bubble. See here, there is some air bubble. So this air bubble will occupy some space inside the burette, and that will give you some wrong result. So you have to eliminate, okay, or you have to remove this air bubble. How to remove this air bubble? First you have to take this funnel out. Then you have to open this knob, okay, keep it vertically and in full swing. Then if you just beat it, slowly see that this air bubble is going up. Now you close. Again you set the solution. Now one thing, how to set the initial value, okay, of your reading in burette. So you have to keep the burette, keeping your eye just perpendicular, okay, and you have to set the lower meniscus of the solution at 0. Now see, here lower meniscus at 0 level. Generally for colored solution we will take the upper meniscus, and for clear solution we will take the lower meniscus, because it will be very easy to take the reading correctly. Understand? So in this way we have to fill the solution inside the burette. Now before using this burette, first you have to take some amount of water. Suppose if you take the acid solution into the burette, then first you wash the burette with water, okay, properly. In this way you have to just roll it. So first you wash with water. Then you have to take the acid solution. Suppose this one is acid solution, we have to take very little acid solution. Why we are taking acid solution is burette? Because it is safe. Later we will discuss. Now we have taken the acid solution. What will I use? What I will use during the experiment? So you have to rinse, because inside there is water, maybe drops of water inside. So if we do not rinse with this acid solution, then what will happen? The strength will decrease. So we will not get the correct value from this burette. Now this burette is ready to fill up your experimental solution. So after pouring the acid solution, we have to keep it at 0, volume 0 ml. Then we have to set in this way in the burette stand. Okay. Now here we are observing the lower, taking the value or reading of lower meniscus of this solution. Now a 250 ml conical flask you have to take, and this is called the titration flask. And here you have to place the titration flask just under this burette. Okay, and your left hand you have to use, okay, to control the falling of solution drop by drop in this way inside this conical flask, and in your right hand you have to give some swirl motion for proper mixing. So this motion is called swirling motion, and because of this motion the two solution, base and acid, okay, will be mixed properly. Okay, and you have to add the solution from this burette drop by drop, and here you have to check the reading. Here you check the reading that the volume we are consuming, that the acid solution volume we are consuming is going from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 8 in this way. Okay, so what was our initial reading? That was 0. Now what is the reading? Now it is around 8.7. Okay, so by the difference of the initial and final reading, that will be your burette reading. So in this way you have to use the burette during titration. Okay. For titration, one more important apparatus is called pipette. This one is pipette. Here you see the pipette. Okay, this pipette volume is 20 ml. Here is one mark. So you have to take the solution up to this mark through this pipette. Now here temperature also mentioned here 27 degrees centigrade. So the apparatus is calibrated at 27 degrees centigrade. Okay, and the volume of the pipette is 20 ml. So when you will transferring the base solution through this pipette, the amount of the base will be taken through this pipette will be 20 ml. And here one thing you have to remember, you should not put your hand or hold this bulb, because in your hand there is heat and that can change the volume. Okay, so better you hold it above here. And next one important thing is how to enter solution through this pipette. So first we have to take this pipette inside your base solution. Suppose this one is your base solution. So first you have to enter this end of this pipette, okay, to this solution, and this end where yellow mark is there, here we have to put our mouth and we have to pull the air, okay, inside from this pipette in this way. See here we are using the forefinger and the solution should be above this mark. That is the calibrated mark up to which the volume is 20 ml, this mark. Now here we have to take this pipette out from the solution, and when we will pull the solution inside this pipette, the lower end should be into the solution, otherwise air bubble will enter. Understand? Next, what to do? We have to slowly reduce this volume here to up to this point, so that we can take the exactly 20 ml, and here also we will take the reading from the lower meniscus. Slowly you have to release the spacer in this way. See here the solution is going down, and this is not so easy process, so you have to practice. When you will come in your lab, then you have to practice. we have taken up to this mark, okay, and we are considering the lower meniscus, and in this way we have taken the 20 ml solution, base solution or alkali solution, because alkali is water soluble base, okay, and we have to transfer inside a conical in this way. And here we should not use our thumb, always use your forefinger to control the pressure. And almost all complete. Now see, the last part is coming drop by drop, and the end drop, okay, we have to just touch the glass, or we can hold it for 20 seconds, 1 2 3 4 like this we have to count, and we should not take the last drop, okay, inside this pipette, that is already taken, okay, that is correction. You should not take this last drop of liquid by blowing in this way. It should be outside, you should not take inside, okay. So in this way we can easily transfer the 20 ml solution, base solution, inside our titration flask by the help of a pipette. Hope you can understand, and this part you have to practice many times, okay. Next we need one flask. This one is called volumetric flask. You see, here it is written 50 ml, and here one red mark is there. So up to this red mark, the volume will be 500 ml. So this one is 500 ml. Hope you can understand. And here is one cap. So by opening the cap, we will take this solution inside, and we can easily measure the 500 ml. Understand? Now, two things you have to remember. There are two types of solution. One is called primary standard solution, another is called secondary standard solution. If your substance is in crystalline form and it is in pure state, and then you can easily weight this substance in the pure form, and you can prepare a solution of known strength, that is called primary standard solution. Now in your syllabus there is acid base titration, and your base which is pure, here we are using that sodium carbonate anhydrous. So if we make one known strength solution of sodium carbonate anhydrous, that will be your primary standard solution or standard solution. And with the help of this solution we can calculate, okay, we can calculate the strength of another type of solution whose strength is not known, okay, and they are not in the pure state, like hydrochloric acid solution. You know that HCl gas is volatile in nature, so if we want to prepare a known strength of solution, that always change. If we take KMnO4 also, that will also change, because light and heat will decompose this solution, and also air will air can decompose this thing, okay. If we take sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, we know these are hygroscopic in nature, so it is not possible to prepare the standard solution, okay. So only the substance which are available in the pure form, and where the it will not reacting with air, it is not decomposing in heat and light, okay, and the solution is very much stable, that type of substance we can use for preparing the standard solution. Here we can use sodium carbonate anhydrous, we can use oxalic acid, so these things standard solution can be prepared. Next we will show you how to prepare a standard solution of sodium carbonate, okay, by using this volumetric flask. So next step is to prepare a m by 10 M is the molarity. Hope you know the about molarity. What is the molarity? Molarity is the number of moles of solute present in 1 liter solution at a particular temperature. Okay. So here, if you calculate the uh, molecular weight or formula mass of the sodium carbonate, it will be around 105.99, that is 106. So that means if you want to prepare 1 molar sodium carbonate solution of 1 liter, then you have to dissolve 106 gram of sodium carbonate in 1 liter volumetric flask. Now here we have taken this 500 ml volumetric flask. So to prepare the m by 10 500 ml sodium carbonate anhydrous solution, we have to take how much amount of sodium carbonate, that we have to calculate. Here I have already calculated and I will show you in a different class or in different video. You have to take the amount is 5.30 gram. So next we will discuss how to take the weight of this anhydrous sodium carbonate. Generally, for taking weight, we use beam balance. Now in this modern age, we are using digital balance, and your syllabus is also permitting the digital balance. Okay, so this one is one digital balance, you see, and here different buttons are there. So now it is in the off condition, so I have to switch on this balance first. Now here you see the light is open. Okay, and here different types of button is there. Now the balance is on. It was, and this one is tear. Tear means if we keep one watch glass inside this balance, it is showing up to 3 decimal, that is 23.269 gram, and we have to close the shutter because air is there. Okay, that will fluctuate the reading. So now it is 23.273 gram, that is the weight of this watch glass. Now to make it 0, we have to tear it. Now you are not able to see that it is becoming 0. Okay, actually balance is not working properly also, it is 0. Okay, now what to do? If I take it out, then you can again understand. See here, it is showing minus 23.275, that means it is 0. Whenever we will put it, it will become 0. Now you are able to see 0. Now what to do? We have to take the exact amount of sodium carbonate anhydrous. Okay, this one, that is 5.30 gram. So to transfer this, we have to use one metal spoon. This one is called spatula. So here inside this watch glass, we will take this sodium carbonate anhydrous. Now see the reading here. I have taken 1.395 gram. Okay, and digital means is accurate, there will be no error or very minute error is there. That is 0.001 plus minus. Now what amount we have to take? 5.30. By this digital balance, we can measure the exact amount. For preparing the standard solution, your compound should be properly water soluble. Now you see our required amount is 5.30 gram, but it is showing 5.459. Then what to do? We have to take some sample out. Now it is showing 5.161. We have to now see here 5.30 or 304. That means almost 5.30 exact volume, exact weight I have taken. Okay. Now we have to transfer this solid sodium carbonate 5.30 gram inside this volumetric flask, and we have to make a clear solution. So after weighing, we have to make it 0, and our you are using pair now means it is 0. Okay, now your balance is 0. Okay, and we have to switch off this balance now. Now balance work is over. We have taken the exact 5.3 gram of sodium carbonate anhydrous. Now what to do? We have to dissolve and we have to take inside this volumetric flask. So now we will transfer there on this volumetric flask mouth. We have taken one funnel and we are transferring this solid inside this funnel by using water. This one is called squeeze bottle. If we apply pressure, water will come, and water, whatever we are using, that is distilled water. So always use distilled water, okay, during titration. Do not use tap water. So in this way, we have transferred the whole sodium carbonate, that is the 5.3 gram sodium carbonate taken in this watch glass inside this volumetric flask, and we have to also wash this funnel with water properly. Then this amount of water we have taken, we will add more water, distilled water, and now we will not the whole water, we have to take water up to this, then we can prepare that 500 ml m/10 sodium carbonate solution. First we have to dissolve this solid sodium carbonate that is left behind, okay, at the bottom of this round bottom flask. Now we have to shake it properly by closing the cap. One thing if you keep in mind, that whole sodium carbonate, that is 5.3 gram, you have to take inside this flask. If very little amount will go outside, the strength of this solution will vary and you will get incorrect result. Now see, soluble, that is why sodium carbonate anhydrous we are using as a primary standard solution. It is very quickly soluble in water. No more solid is left at the bottom of this round bottom flask. Next we will add water up to this red mark. First we will add water very quickly, and finally we have to be careful. If we add more water, then you will get wrong reading. Your strength will be different. Now this last part we can use dropper as well as by this squeeze bottle we will add drop by drop, and here also we will consider the lower meniscus. So we have taken, okay, and 1 to drop more required. Now you have to take this funnel out. Now we have taken the water up to this red mark. Then we have to close this cap of this volumetric and turn upside down and shake in this way. And one thing you have to keep in mind, there should not be any leakage. Okay, otherwise you will get wrong result. So in this way we have prepared a standard solution of sodium carbonate whose strength is known, that is m by 10. Okay.